we just go no, 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 no. No, we can't come close, come close. Got it for the low, 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 low. Waited for the 6, but it's going slow-mo. Yeah, don't go, don't go. I just can't come close, come close. I'm looking for the local, local. No, I don't wanna postpone, postpone. Yeah, whip it, flip it. I just wanna get it, going all in, and I won't stop winning. Whip it, flip it. I just wanna get it, let it all go, and I won't stop winning. No, I don't wanna hear about your front. Lot of bad stories coming out of.
What is going on, guys? Devious Marine 38 here, bringing you guys another video, and I have a very requested video for you guys today. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, and this helps you out a lot. A lot of people have been hitting me up over the past few months that you guys have been seeing these cinematic type videos or cinematic type shots in my different videos. You guys have been asking me, how do you do these cinematic shots? Now, it's not too hard. You guys probably see it in a lot of other people's vlogs. Now, obviously, some people go more like crazily with color correction and all these different effects and stuff that make it a lot cooler. I'm gonna show you guys kind of the basics of how to do it. Now, this is going to be in Final Cut Pro, but this tutorial will help you out a little bit if you guys use Adobe, if you guys maybe use Sony Vegas, or if you use iMovie, things like that. This is gonna kind of help you out and give you guys a little bit of a gist of like some good tips and stuff to kind of get started with doing cinematics and stuff. Now, this could be just for like its own video alone. This could be for a vlog. This could be for a music video. It literally can be anything where you guys want to make it like a scene or whatever look cinematic and do these cool shots that you guys see in videos. This is gonna help you out. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. If it does help you out, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, watch the whole video, and if you guys still have questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. So without further ado, let's head over to the computer and we can start learning how to make videos look cinematic. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys, this is a huge deal for doing cinematics. This is before you even get into your editing program. When you are recording your cinematics on your camera, things that you guys are gonna wanna know. Yes, you can use like your iPhone, anything that has a very decent quality video where it looks good, and anything that can get like 60 frames or above, I would highly recommend. I mean, you can still do video with 30 frames, but the thing is, with cinematic video, you want it to look as smooth as possible. So the thing is with when you're shooting more frames, it gives it that smoother look and smoother feel, especially when you do slow motion, which we're gonna get into. So before you even start shooting, before you start editing, obviously, anything like that, you want to make sure that you are using a device, a camera, a phone, whatever it is that takes at least, I would say 720. I wouldn't go anything less than that. It's 2017, come on now. You should be doing 1080 at least. But if you can, or if you can only do 720, do 720. If you can do 60 frames, I would highly recommend 60 frames or above. Again, you can do this if you have 30 frames or less, but I'm telling you guys, it's gonna look way better if you use 60 frames or above. Obviously, the higher frame rate, the better. If you can shoot in 4K at 60 frames or in 1080p at 120 frames, whatever you can do, shoot in the best quality possible with the most amount of frames you can use. So with my specific camera that I'm actually recording on right now, that I recorded the clips that you guys are seeing on the screen here, I recorded in 1080p and 60 FPS with my Canon 80D. So again, obviously the more frames will make it look better, but 60 frames is really good, and you can still make some awesome looking footage, as you guys have seen in my past few videos when I went on the cruise and stuff, when I was doing those types of videos. So like I said, that is the #1 tip right there. And then #2, I would say the stabilization is key. So another thing with the clips, obviously you're gonna wanna shoot in a high frame rate so that you get the smoother frames, but you also have to keep the camera still. Now, these clips that I just shot outside like 10 minutes ago just for this video, I only used my hands and my camera and tried to make it as smooth as possible. So some of the things aren't gonna look as good, but if you guys have a glide cam, like a DJI Ronin or anything like that, like a gimbal, where you can get the smoothest clips possible, that is going to benefit you the most and save you a lot of time in post edit, so that you don't have to go to each clip and have your program, whatever it is, sit there and try to stabilize a bunch of clips, and it kind of makes it blurry and it just doesn't look as good. So the more stable the clips you can get while you're recording on your camera, it'll look a lot better in post. I'm telling you guys. I mean, you can try to edit a little bit in post, which you guys will see here in a second that I'm gonna do, but I'm telling you guys, that is one of the other things that I would say, besides the high frame rate and the high quality, that's like a huge one. You want to make your clips as smooth as possible. So just remember that. If you guys are like smooth with your hands and you can move your hands nice and smooth and make it look good, do that. If you guys have access to a gimbal or whatever it is to make your clips look smooth, do it. I highly recommend it. Even if it's a bike, if it's a freaking mono rover, whatever it is, where you guys can get your clips smooth, that is what I would recommend. So with that being said, you guys should now have your clips recorded and ready to edit. So let's head over and start editing. So now, looking at our clips here, as you can see, I just have a bunch of different little clips. Depending on what you're filming for or shooting for, it's gonna obviously differ. I just kind of did whatever I had outside, just some clips. So we're just gonna start a new project here. We're gonna make it 1080p. And one of the cool things is you can do 60 frames for this if you guys want to. It's up to you. Yeah, might as well. Let's just do 60 frames. And just to, as I said, the more frame rate, the better. We'll just do that to mess around. So one of the things that I do specifically with my videos is obviously I'm gonna throw the clips on here. So either it has to do with something like that I'm at or where I'm at, or just something cool that I found. So that's kind of why I'm doing the obviously the cinematics in the first place. But one of the things is, you guys can see here, this is in Final Cut. Again, different programs have different ways to do this. I'm sure you guys can figure it out in the program that you have. But this is the stabilization thing, so make sure your clip is selected, and if you go to this will stabilize your clip to make sure it is more steady than it already is. So that's what I was saying, if you guys have like a gimbal or anything like that that makes it steady while you're recording it and makes it really smooth at first, you might not even have to use the stabilization feature. I would recommend it probably, depending on if it makes your clip jumpy or not. But you guys can see here, I'll play the clip. Actually, let me turn my volume down. I'll play the clip here. You guys can kind of see I'm shaking a little bit. You can see the wind blowing this plant. So this is just kind of a cool shot. We had the plant in the foreground right here in focus, and then the background's kind of blurred out, just something kind of cool. Another thing for cinematic video, obviously it's really good to get movement, which you guys will see here in a second, but we're just gonna start with this one. So what I would do in this clip, first I'd probably just stabilize it. So sometimes this can take longer depending on the clip, depending on how much your computer, how good it is at processing and stuff. But yeah, we'll let this stabilize real quick, and then I'll show you guys what I do next. Okay, so that clip is stabilized. Also, I forgot to mention that obviously if you're doing like a cinematic scene, you're not gonna wanna have the audio in the background, so you're gonna wanna make sure that your clip is actually muted. You can just turn that all the way down, and then you're definitely gonna wanna have some background music. So that's kind of one of the cool things about cinematics too, that I like to do personally, is time up like the drops and stuff of the music with the actual clips itself. So what I have here, you guys know I love Datobi. I think that's how you say his name. I use his music in a lot of my videos, or cinematic stuff especially. So I'm gonna play it here for a second. You guys can hear. This is called Come Close. I know I've used it in videos before and people have asked me, so yeah, this is the song. But this is just kind of a cool beat, so I definitely would recommend putting some music on there. You don't have to edit it to the music just yet, but we can see we have it on there now and we have our clip. So the next thing I would do is get a LUT. Now what that basically is a color correction that is already set. Now you can go into your color correction on your Final Cut or whatever program you're using. Again, you can drag it on there, and then you can do your own. So if you want like more blue, you want a more green look, or just you can just mess with it however you want it to look. Look a little bit darker, saturated, whatever you want to do. You can edit it like that. Or a really quick way to do it is this. We're going to turn this off. We're actually going to go down to hold on, actually, yeah, we want this. And then I actually have, this is how I load my LUTs. You guys can just search up a video on YouTube how to get a LUT loader on the program that you use. This is how you do it on Final Cut. I just use a Pixel Film Studios LUT, so I just basically drag this onto my clip. It'll load the LUT loader, and then what this will do is give me the option to choose an external LUT, which again, guys, it's basically like a set color correction. I'll show you guys what I mean here in a second, but we're gonna choose an external LUT. We're gonna go, I have mine saved in my documents. We're gonna go to here. I have 35 free LUTs. The one that I pretty much use in all my cinematics, or that I use especially on the cruise videos, is this McKinnon LUT right here. I don't even know where I got this from. I'm sure if you guys just search 35 free LUTs on Google, it'll come up, and then you guys can get the same one. I think McKinnon looks the best. It does depend on your scene though, just to tell, but you guys can see just from clicking that, like, look how good that clip looks already. Like, I don't know what it does to it, but it makes it look so cinematic. So there we go. That one's already looking really, really good. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be cinematic as well without adding the bars. So on Final Cut, you go over to the effects, go to stylize, and you're gonna wanna scroll down until you see letterbox. Now, this is like the little bars that go on the screen that make it obviously just look like more like a music video or a movie. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Actually, let me reset that. So what you're gonna do, so you put it on there, you guys can see that there's little black lines. You can change the aspect ratio, so you can set it to one of these, depending on how big you want the bars. What I would do, I leave it at the default, and then I just kind of put it all the way up, so that there's at least some bars on there, and then, but you can still see some of the video. I know a lot of people like the 235, and then they kind of put it in a little bit more. That's just how I like it. I set it at 185, and then I just drag it all the way into the border size of 10. So you guys can see there, it kind of shows the plant in focus, and then we also have the cinematic bars. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna wanna put it in slow motion. So I drop it down to about 50%. Now this depends on the clip as well of what you're showing. It all depends on basically what it is. I'm just kind of showing you guys a little bit of how I would do it. But here we go. So we got a clip right here. Now we can trim this clip up as well, depending on what the music. So let's start the music here. So we kind of got a little bit of the shot of the plant. I feel like just with how this music, you guys can see how it fades down. I feel like if we were gonna do this, let's actually cut the clip right there. And let's actually add a fade to black. I feel like that would be really cool just to kind of give the effect. You can kind of see it come in and then go out. So actually let's add a fade to black at the start. Let's actually zoom this in a little bit. So let's see how this looks just with the default. Alright, so I really like that. So what I'm also gonna do is just add a black frame basically. So when it fades to black, I just basically add a title screen, and I just get rid of the text. So we'll just double click this, get rid of that. So basically I can just use this as a black screen. I've done this in multiple videos where if you want it to fade to black and then you want the music to still be playing in the background but you don't want anything to be on the screen, that's how I kind of do it. So we'll play this out, we'll kind of give it that cinematic effect. We'll let this run out. And then I think we're gonna do another fade to black, which is basically gonna fade it in. So we'll do a fade, and then we're gonna add our other clip. So let's go back to this. So we have kind of a shot of the golfers here. Another cool thing to do is pull focus and different things like that with your camera. Now I was using autofocus in this situation. As you guys can tell here, the autofocus was trying to focus on that little beam, or that little pole. And then it just kind of happened that I was moving the camera and panning, and it ended up switching focus to the actual golf carts, which I thought was really cool. So it just kind of makes for another cool effect. So I think we're gonna start it here. We'll start it kind of where it's blurred, and then it'll kind of fade in. Let's actually see how this looks. Okay, so that's a little bit too fast, or I think I cut it a little bit early. So let's cut it actually a little bit back here. And again, it's just a lot of playing. It takes a lot more time to edit when you're editing these type of videos. But it makes it a lot cooler in the end. So we kind of wanted to give the effect that it kind of fades in with the music. As the music gets louder, we fade back into a clip. Now, one of the easiest things to do, so you guys see we did all the editing to the one clip. Now, some of you guys may be thinking we have to do that whole edit again on this clip, but the cool thing is with Final Cut, if you go to your clip and you hit Command C, that will copy that clip and all its attributes. And then what you're gonna wanna do is go over to your next clip, whatever it is, and you're gonna wanna hold Option, Command, and then V. And then as you guys can see there, it added all the effects that this clip had on it, including the LUTs, the bars on it, and everything like that. The only thing that it doesn't add when you copy clips is the stabilization. So we are gonna have to do that again, which I'll do here in a second. But you guys can see it does add the slow motion as well. So let's just check it out now. So let's see if the timing is right. We've got to make sure the timing is right. All right, I mean, let's cut off a little bit. Again, it's just kind of personal preference, and depending on what you're doing, it may actually differ. So we're gonna trim off a little bit on that clip. So let's see. Okay, now I want it to be focused on the pole, and then as the music goes, kind of pan focus. There we go. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right, so we got that. So let's actually add, I know we really don't need it, but I'm gonna add some stabilization here after I get the clip to the correct size. So we'll leave it right there. All right, so again, try to match it up with your beat. We're gonna cut mine right there to try to switch clips. So I think that'll be cool. We could have cut it earlier, but I think that'll look good. So let's actually stabilize this clip, and for some reason mine takes a little bit longer. It depends on how much work the computer or the program actually has to do to stabilize the clip. That's kind of how long it takes. That one shouldn't take too long. It was a pretty steady shot that I did pan with my hand. So again, that's why it'll make the slow motion and everything look a lot better if you have a very, very steady shot, and also you don't have to do as much post-production work as you would with when you're sitting there recording and you're shaking and all that stuff. So all right, here we go. So again, that didn't take too long. There we go. So it's already stabilized. So let's check it out. Just from the start, let's just run it by real quick. We just go no, it can't come close. All right, right, so there we go. Looking pretty cinematic already, if I don't say so myself. Here we go. We got a little shot of some leaves blowing in the wind, obviously in focus. So again, we're gonna hit Option Command V, and it's gonna paste the attributes of the other clips right onto here. So we're just gonna find a spot in this clip that we like. All right, there we go. This one really doesn't need that much stabilization. Obviously, it looks a lot better. If you can use a tripod or anything like that to make it just look as stable as possible, you can do that as well. But I don't think this one's too bad. And just for the sake of time, I'm not going to stabilize this, but I highly would recommend you guys stabilizing all your clips. Let me mute the audio real quick so you guys don't hear it. All right, so there we go. We're gonna time it up. Actually, now I need the music back on, but we're gonna time it up with the music so that we can cut the clip. So I kind of, as soon as he stopped talking and he was about to go to the next like line or whatever, that's kind of when I cut the clip. So here we go. Let's make sure this is lined up right. All right, there we go. I don't know. That's how, when I hear the song, that's just what I think of where it should cut. So again, it's all personal preference, guys. Do whatever you want. So here we go. We got a clip of the flag now that we're gonna switch to. So we'll go to about right there. Cut that again. Option Command V. The attributes are posted. Now you can for this one. Let me see how long this clip is. Let's put it a little bit farther, because again, it is in slow motion. You don't have to do the clips in slow motion. I would highly recommend it just to make it look better. Here we go. Alright, so there we go. So now we got the clip of the American flag. Again, we could stabilize it, it'll make it look smoother, but for the sake of time, we're not going to do that. So we're moving on to the next clip. We got a little clip of a tree here with some weird things growing on it. So we're going to add the attributes again. Try to get in there real nice. Again, you guys, if you want to, you can change up the different LUTs, you can add different things, whatever you guys want. Definitely go ahead. This is, again, just how I do it. It's probably the simplest way you can do it. Like I said before, a lot of people go into more depth and do a lot more crazy editing. But this is just one way you can do it to make it look simple. It does look really good on video, but it's definitely not as hard as some of the other ways other people do it. And Final Cut's pretty easy to use, at least for me. So there we go. Let's look at this now. So we'll cut that. Alright, there we go. Cut it right at the drop right there. So there we go. We got a little tree action in there. This one is another cool clip idea when you go from under a tree and kind of get a cool like tilting pan camera view, which you guys will see here in a second. It looks really cool when you're under a bunch of tall trees. But we're going to cut it there. We'll add those attributes to this. And this looks really cool. Definitely probably better, again, stabilized, but we're not going to stabilize it for this. So we'll play this. So you guys can tell it looks a little bit bouncy, but let's actually kind of cut it a little bit farther if we can. I'm actually might, let's see. Alright, so there's that. So yeah, it would look better stabilized, obviously, but those shots are always super cool when you're under a tree. Just a really cool perspective shot. But there we go, there's that. Like I said, these clips have nothing to do. I literally just went outside and tried to film some stuff just for this video. So here we go, we got my car outside in the driveway. So we're gonna start, let's try to start like right here. We're gonna add these attributes. So this is basically what you guys do. It's really simple. Once you get the first couple clips done, you can just copy the attributes and kind of go along with the music until you run out of clips or whatever. And you can go way more into depth. Again, guys, this is just try to be the most simplest tutorial ever. I know we're already pretty long. If you guys are still watching, thank you guys so much. And again, if this does help you out, please let me know in the comments below. But there we go. We got a little bit of the car, another picture there. And then another cool thing you can do kind of is like a jump cut, I guess, kind of. I don't know if that's what you call it. But you guys can see here we ended the clip here, but if you guys want to kind of get more of the window, we can cut that. So basically it'll stop right here and it'll kind of jump a little bit and then keep going up. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So there we go. So it just cuts a little bit of time. There we go. All right. What do we got? 3 more clips left. All right, so we got another of the car. So we'll start right there. Very simple, guys. Very simple to do if you guys are somewhat decent in Final Cut, especially. Very cool. And there we go. Yeah, very simple to do, so I definitely recommend doing it. It's a lot of fun, guys. I have a lot of fun editing these cool videos like this. I love doing cinematic stuff. I'm going to hopefully get a really cool device in the future. It's actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called a DJI Ronin. I want to get one of those. It makes really cool smooth clips and stuff like that, so I'll talk about more of that in the future. But here we go, last clip, we'll add this. So guys, that is basically how you do it. That is how I do my different types of cinematics. Now, obviously having like a DSLR camera where you can do like focus and different things like that will make it a lot cooler. But again, I've done this with iPhones before. The iPhone does pretty good quality video, so you can do it with there. But those are just the edits and stuff I do. Very simple, very like just very to it. Like obviously you can go more into depth, and I know with I think Adobe Premiere they have a lot of cool options as well to do different things. But yeah, guys, that is how you do it. That is how I do my cinematic edits. I really hope that told you guys and showed you guys a little bit more than you guys already knew and helped you guys out, because I know a lot of people have been asking me how I do it and things like that, and I definitely wanted to show you guys rather than just type in the comments, because obviously I can't type all that in a comment. So I really hope that helped you guys out. I did a gaming video before, how I make my gaming videos, and a lot of people really like that. So if you guys want me to do an updated one, I did one last March in 2016, so already a year ago. If you guys want me to do another updated one, I don't know if much has changed, but I can do another one if you guys want helped out. I'm decently good with Final Cut Pro, so if any of you guys out there use Final Cut, I definitely can help you out, and I really hope this one helped you out today. Hopefully you guys make some awesome cinematic videos. If you guys do, be sure to tweet me, and I'll give them a retweet and check them out, because I'm really curious to see what you guys can come up with, because that's just something I made here in like 20 minutes. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video and it did help you out at all, please hit that like button. Be sure to comment and subscribe, guys. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm Devious Marine 38, and I'm out. Peace.
Whip it, flip it, I just wanna get it, let it all go and I won't stop winning. No, I don't wanna hear about your front. Lot of bad stories coming out of one joint. I met a true book in the state of my mind now.